You're gonna question yourself. You're gonna question if them crystals working. You're gonna question if you really got that vision. You're gonna question if you really heard that voice. You're gonna question if it was a coincidence or if you fucking perceived that shit. You're gonna start questioning yourself, and you need to trust yourself, because the more you question and doubt yourself, the less magical you become, baby. Like, that's just the reality. If you're new to this channel, if you've been here before, then welcome back. My name is Brianca Jay, and I'm talking all things lit. You can catch me Monday, Wednesday, and Friday giving you book reviews, literary analysis, and recommendations. So if you like what you're hearing so far, go ahead, click subscribe, because I don't plan on going nowhere. Let's get right up into this. I'm going to be talking today about the things that we can read to help open our spiritual awakening. I personally started wanting to open my third eye and be more spiritually inclined when I was around 24, and it led me through a sea of research actually to help me understand what spirituality was, what religion was, what magic was. And what I found was that any person is capable of magic. Any person is capable of miracles. Any person is capable of making their dreams come true. It's really about the mindset, and it's about the trust in your intuition. It's about how we utilize the body, and you're gonna need a special education in order to align your chakras, be more present in the body, more present in the spirit, and to start answering those calls from our gut, from the spirit world, being more inclined with our intuition. So that's the books I'm going to be talking to you today about, the ones that can help you educate yourself and be prepared for this journey through spiritual awakening. Before we start, I want to just say congratulations to you. This is an amazing experience, and you're going to learn so much, and you're going to feel so much better as you go through your day-to-day life, because you're going to have such a greater understanding of everything around you and a greater understanding of yourself and your purpose. And that's truly the true magic of this world. So yeah, one of the first books I want to talk about is The Secret, and you may be familiar with The Secret. It came out many years ago, but when it came out, I remember working at the bookstore, and there was a rush of people going in to get The Secret, and I was like, what the fuck is The Secret? I gotta get it too. And I ended up reading it, and it's really about the law of attraction, visualizing the way in which we can manifest things in our reality. So the book is all about how to use the law of attraction, how to utilize it. Because what people think is sometimes like, oh, well, I want this, and so I should like close in and not tell anybody. But actually what you'll find as you read the law of attraction is if you want something, you should tell everybody and you should be open and vocal about your desires, and so that they can come to you. And he talks about how we can utilize visualization, and he also talks about the things we say and how it reacts in the universe. For instance, if someone says, oh, so many bills, and the idea of bills begins to stress them out and take over their mental space, the universe doesn't differentiate between what you like and you don't like. It's gonna assume that because you're spending so much time attending to bills that you must desire more bills. And so in The Secret, they're gonna break down some of the ways you're actually working against yourself through your mindset. And so I definitely want to say, start off with The Secret and have a greater understanding of yourself and how to utilize the law of attraction. Okay, so after The Secret, I would suggest that you read Blink. So Blink is by Malcolm Gladwell, and Blink is about trusting yourself. So Blink is the theory that any decision, no matter how large, whether you want to get married or buy a house, or if you want french fries or tater tots, can be decided within 2 seconds. He has stats, data, graphs, all the things to convince you of this skill set, and then he teaches you how to tap into it so you can start making decisions from your gut and understanding that when we're making decisions from our gut, we're more than likely right. When you make decisions from anxiety, you're going to make it through here. You're going to feel tightening in here. But when you make it through like what you believe and what you really desire, you're going to feel an energetic feeling through here. And he talks about how we can blink, make decisions faster, think from our gut, and trust our intuition. And that's going to be one of the keys into tapping into your magic, because a lot of the times when you're trying to do something, especially spiritually, you're going to question yourself. You're going to question if them crystals working. You're going to question if you really got that vision. You're going to question if you really heard that voice. You're going to question if it was a coincidence or if you fucking perceived that shit. You're going to start questioning yourself, and you need to trust yourself, because the more you question and doubt yourself, the less magical you become, baby. Like, that's how to win friends and influence others. How to win friends and influence others. It's so important. It's by Dale Carnegie. It's a classic. He's made several since like the internet. He made one just for the internet. How to communicate, because communication is magic. When you spell words, spelling, right? Spelling. You're creating magic through the tongue. So how we communicate with others, how we utilize the words to convey feelings, to transmit feelings, and to create feelings is all magic. And you need to be cognizant of how people are perceiving what you're saying and the way in which you're delivering your messages, because it's going to affect your ability to be effective. So when you read this book, it's going to help you to, I mean, I don't know where you are in your particular level of communication right now, but you're going to learn something here, whether it be how to be a better friend, how to communicate better, how to answer an email properly, whatever it is. But the way that we communicate and the way we influence each other is magical. Think about it. The way a celebrity is like tweets 1 minute and then they're sold out. That shit's magical. That's a magical thing. And that is a skill that you can tap into and you can get better at if you begin to exercise it. And so that's why you need to read How to Win Friends and Influence Others, because people are currency. People are how we interact and how we get by in this world, and how we make people feel is gonna dictate how far we go in life. So if you want to be magical, then you need to think about how you're utilizing the tongue to persuade and influence the people around you. The fourth book I want you to get is, you need to get a reference book on nutrition, alternative medicine. I typically use these. I actually keep my own vegetable garden, and I look through this book anytime I have an ailment, because when we work with Western medicine first, even like for little things, right? Western medicine is helpful, don't get me wrong. You get really sick, take your ass to the doctor. But if you have a cut or something, there's a lot of alchemy that you can do through your garden. You can use aloe vera, getting very familiar with the herbs and the different plants around you is going to elevate your alchemy, because you're going to be able to concoct solutions to common day ailments. So a book of reference about alternative medicine and about nutrition is absolutely necessary if you want to have a spiritual awakening, because the truth is, there's a lot of things in our food right now that is really, really bad for us. Processed food, frozen food, fast food, all that stuff is not helping you. It's dulling your third it's dulling your third eye. It's misorganizing your chakras. It is not allowing you to be your best self. Like, if you want to really tap into the magical space in you, you first have to tap into the highest potential for the body, right? Like, it's going to be difficult for you to create alchemy in your life if you're sluggish and you're tired and you're sick and you have hypertension. Like, that's gonna make it difficult. So you need to start thinking about what you're putting in your body, how nutrition is working for you or against you, and what herbs and plants that you need to either introduce into your diet or introduce into your medicine cabinet, so that you can start creating true alchemy in your life. Like, and I'm so serious, this is very, very important. And don't think because it's like the third book that it ain't one of the top books. This is really important. Get you a book on making sure you're keeping your body well. There are also some books by Robert Greene. He wrote 3. He wrote The Art of Seduction, 48 Laws of Power, The Art of Human Nature. It's going to depend on what type of spiritual awakening that you hope to utilize. I personally read The Art of Seduction several times. I'm also very familiar with the 48 Laws of Power. These two books are honestly companions. I know people kind of see them as two sides of different coins, but understanding power, understanding seduction, understanding influence is not necessarily a bad thing. Spiritual awakening, magic, witchcraft, not necessarily a bad thing. It is depending on the user every time. It's depending on how you utilize your knowledge is what's really going to differentiate between good and bad. So I do want you to read these books so you can be familiarized with these archetypes of people, with these different attitudes, with these different measures, and with the ways you're going to understand how people move, right? Like, you may not have time to read every tragedy by Shakespeare. If you do, read them. If you do, read them. Obama swore by them. He said if he could read anything again, he'd read the Shakespearean tragedies, because it helps you understand human nature and it helps you understand the movement of people. Just like Robert Greene's book, you can read either or you can read both. But when you understand the way people are about to move and what motivates their ticking, you can then create a strategic defense to help you get what you truly desire. And that's what alchemy is. That's what magic is. That's a part of spiritual awakening, to figure out your desires and to get them. So I definitely suggest those books for sure. Another book I think you should read, especially this book is for my female listeners. If you are a woman, I really want you to consider reading Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. The reason I want you to think about reading Sacred Woman is because it talks about harnessing the power of your sexuality, the power of your feminine, to create peace and wellness on earth. She addresses your diet, she addresses the way you speak, the way you raise your kids, the way the different things we can do to bring wholeness and to start using the healing that we encounter in ourselves to transmit that to our children, and how it can heal generation after generation after generation. So if you're a woman, I really want you to think about reading Sacred Woman by Queen Afua, because it's talking about healing generations of issues and healing from within to create something beautiful. So read that and consider that. However, if you are a man or you're a couple, or add this to your arsenal. But I also love to read The Idiot's Guide to Tantric Sex, which is also free, so I'll link it in the description box because it's a free PDF. And it just talks about utilizing the power of your sexuality in a couple, of course, and even by yourself, to manifest greater things. It talks about healing and understanding your body and being vulnerable, and how vulnerability brings you power. And there's some exercises in there to do with your boo. So, there's some things you can manifest very quickly, you know what I'm saying? So definitely think about reading Tantric Sex for Dummies, and I'll put the link in the description box if you want to check it out. And then just one more book now. The last book I think you should read, if you really want to get into alchemy, if you really want us to awaken the spiritual, you're gonna have to toughen the fuck up. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to toughen up, and you're gonna have to make harder choices. And that's why I'm going to suggest that you read The Prince by Machiavelli. Machiavelli's The Prince is a book about power, about leadership, about making difficult choices, and about overcoming issues. And I think that this is important because when you have power, you need to know how to utilize it. You need to know how to allow it to work for you, right? Power can be scary. Don't ever think that people with power don't get nervous when they hold said power. Power can be very scary. It can be treacherous, and you can see people's relationship. Think of your relationship with your power is your relationship with money. So if you be losing money, if you be squandering money, that's how you feel about power. If you save money, if you're responsible with money, if you're thoughtful with money, that's how you feel about power. Either way, you're gonna need to read The Prince. Machiavelli. The Prince by Machiavelli, because this book is going to help you strengthen your relationship with power. He's going to talk about those issues that may come up for us, that help us, cause us to question our morals, question our ethics, question our vision of justice. He's going to address them and talk about them so that you can feel more holistic when you're moving and making choices on this path and this journey. Again, I'm so proud of you. This is the end of the video. I just want to say that I'm so proud of you for already taking the first step of your spiritual journey by even opening this video, because that shows that you're ready to make a true change in your life, and it shows that you're ready to tap into your highest ability and transcend and ascend to a place that many humans don't ever choose to travel. And kudos to you. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Again, if you love this video, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know. If you hate it, give me a thumbs down. Let me know. It helps me figure out what you like and what you don't like and what videos are going to work. Also, if you haven't yet, go ahead, subscribe. Again, my name is Brianca Jay. I appreciate you watching. You can catch me here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday talking all things lit.